be your safari guide today. Before we reach the reserve, we got to make sure everybody knows to keep your hands, arms, feet, legs inside the vehicle at all times and to remain seated the entire time that you're on board. That includes anybody sitting on your lap. You got to stay sitting on that same lap the entire time, and please no seat swapping. We're going right on into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, starting our adventures off in the Little Ituri Forest, home to some animals that are pretty good at camouflage, so we have to keep our eyes peeled to see if there's anybody hiding out there. In the distance on your right is the Okapi. Okapi.
Qué lindo. It's cute.
The Okapi may look like it's part zebra, but its closest relative is actually the giraffe. We can tell it's related to the giraffe due to the shape of its head, as well as its prehensile tongue. And if you have never heard that word before, prehensile just means they grab things with it, just like we grab things with our prehensile fingers.
Good to learn.
At the top of the hill on your right, there is a big nest up there, and you might be able to see the saddlebelt stork peeking out every once in a while. She is in there. Saddlebelt stork gets its name from the top of the beak.
That's her head.
Up there on your left, there is a black rhino. It's not super visible, unfortunately, right now.
Oh, I see it.
Straight to the left, the black rhino against that back wall.
It's butt. That's its
The
butt.
black rhino is the smaller of the rhinos that live on the reserve. They can only grow to be about 3,000 pounds. Their horns are made out of keratin, which is the same stuff that makes up your hair and your fingernails.
Oh.
Up here on your left, at the top of the hill, is the bongo. Bongos have smooth, sleek horns pointed backwards, making it easy for them to sneak through the bushes without getting all caught up.
Hi, Bongo.
Right now we're headed to the Safi River. The Safi River is home to some animals that spend most of their day under the water, so while we're out here we got to keep a close eye on the water to see if there's anybody hanging out down there. Out there on your right is the pink-backed pelicans. Everybody remain seated, please, in the back, even if they're sitting on your lap. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the pink area that comes up on their back during the mating season. Their wingspans range anywhere between 6 and 9 feet in the adults. Out here on your left, we're usually looking for the Nile hippopotamus, but I'm not seeing any movement right now, so I'm not sure if they're out. The Nile hippopotamus spends most of their time under the water. They can hold their breath for several minutes. They will even hold their breath while they are sleeping. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to have much luck with the hippos, but coming up on your left is the Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile. Largest crocodilian in Africa.
Go try to cut it.
Even though they have those big, powerful jaws that they use to help them capture their prey, they can't reach out when they want to be. Both mother and father will roll an egg around inside of their mouth to help their baby hatch. And once that baby does hatch, they can carry it around inside of their mouth to protect it from whatever is going on outside.
Yeah.
just a second, we'll be entering the savannah. The savannah is greatly affected by the animals that live in the area. We're going to see that there aren't that many trees out there due to the elephants bulldozing their way through the trees. We're going to see a lot of patchy areas in the grass from the antelope eating up the grass. And we're going to see that there aren't that many leaves on the bottom half of the trees because the giraffe will eat any of the leaves that they can reach. Out there on your right is the giraffe, and much closer to us on the right is the Ankole cattle, one of the only two domesticated animals that live on the reserve. Those big horns that they have are not completely solid. They have a honeycomb-like structure on the inside, and they run blood through that honeycomb-like structure to lower their body temperature. If you get a good look at the spots on the giraffe, you'll see that their spots have a lot of rough, jagged edges. That tells us that they are Maasai giraffes, the Maasai subspecies of giraffe.
I like it. I like it.
Out here on your left, we're usually looking for the painted dog, but they do tend to hide on the far side of the hill a lot of times. You can kind of see one out there, the brown, black, and white thing. That is a painted dog.
Oh, yeah. Right as you come
All the way
on
in
the
the back.
back.
We do need to remain
See?
seated.
He's sitting up.
Yep. Sit down, please. Painted dogs are some of the most efficient hunters in the animal world, far more frequent than any of the big cat species. On your left, past the bushes, there's some Hartman's Mountain zebras hiding up there. Every zebra has a unique striping pattern. It notes you are exactly alike, just like we all have unique fingerprints. Baby zebras can recognize their mothers just by looking at their stripes. Also, way back there, it was the sable antelope. Sable antelopes get their name due to their dark color. However, they get browner as they get older. They have long horns pointing back at their own bodies that will protect them from predators that try to pounce on them. On your right, the wildebeest. Wildebeest gather in groups as large as 1.5 million, and they can travel up to 1,000 miles during the migratory season. There's that giraffe on your left. Also on your left, the eland, one of the world's largest antelopes. The eland has a big flap of skin under its neck called a dewlap, and they run blood through the dewlap to lower their body temperature. The male eland will stick his spiral horns into the ground to dig up any leaves, branches, and flowers that he can find to make himself a pretty little crown.
The giraffe is following.
And then he'll present that pretty little crown to the females, and if she doesn't like it, she'll tear it up and they can start all over.
Sí, que te lo pega también. Mira esa jirafa, qué bella. Qué bella la jirafa. Mírala.
Giraffes stick their tongue out so often that they have developed a natural form of sun protection on them. It is believed that the purplish blackish color of the tongue will prevent it from getting sunburned. ahead on your right, there is an African elephant. Probably see it a little bit better once you move up a bit past some trees.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I barely got it.
Also on your left, there is a mandrill walking around out there, one of the world's largest monkeys.
Oh, there's the
A
monkey.
little hard to tell with
There
the
he is.
sunrise though.
He's sitting right on top of the hill. Back to us.
The male mandrill has a red and blue area at the top of the nose that gets more prominent as it gets excited. Or when they try to establish dominance amongst each other. You'll see the elephant one more time just up ahead.
You said you'll see it again. There he goes.
If you get a good look at the elephant's ears, you would see that the ears kind of look like the continent of Africa. That is one of the ways that we can visually identify it as an African elephant. Elephants generally gather together in a large family unit led by the matriarch, which is the oldest female. However, once the male elephant reaches a certain age, he'll leave the family unit to live all by himself, or they'll come together in what is scientifically referred to as a bachelor group. So if you ever see an elephant all by itself, it's a pretty solid bet. You're looking at an adolescent male elephant.
People do that. But this black is
As we drive down this big open area on your left, we're hoping to find a few more elephants out there somewhere.
Looking. Never know what they're up to. One day we know they won't be in
You can see the elephants way up there. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to get a much better view of them.
way up there. They almost just look like problems.
A lot of days you'll see elephants flapping their ears around. And the reason that they flap their ears is because the backside of the ear is packed with blood vessels. And by flapping their ears, they fan off those blood vessels, lowering their body temperatures by as much as 15 degrees Fahrenheit.
Flamingo, yes.
Coming up on your left is a flamboyant greater flamingos. Flamboyant is the word for a group of flamingos. The greater flamingo is the largest of the flamingos.
Aren't they beautiful?
Beautiful.
Flamingos get their pink color from all the brine shrimp that they eat. A newborn baby flamingo is gray in color, and it takes them up to 2 years of being brine shrimp to get that pink color that we can see today.
How pretty. They're having a good day. They're getting to go swimming. Flamingos.
Coming up on our left is the white rhino, and actually it might end up on our right as well. The white rhino is the larger of the rhinos that live on the reserve. These can grow to be anywhere between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds. It's like, it might be stuck here for a little bit. You need to remain seated, please. There we go. Sorry, sir.
About the speed
Sorry,
of
sir.
like a day or two.
I'm so sorry.
In the middle of the circle on your left is something known as a mud wallow. A lot of animals, including the rhinos, like to roll around in the mud wallows on a hot day because mud cools them off and it protects them from the sun, just like the sunblock that we should all be using. Coming up on your left, behind the rocks by that first tree, there is a cheetah laying down out there. Maybe two, but there is one walking around up ahead as well on the left. And they're walking around the left, you're going to see.
Hi, Jen.
It sounded like there's someone behind the bush. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another rhino behind the bush on your right, apparently. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals in the world. They can run up to 60 miles per hour, but they can only hold that speed for a few hundred yards. There is two more cheetahs laying down up ahead on your left. At the very end of this area over there on the left. If you get a good look at the cheetah's face, you'd see a black line going from the inside of the eye to the outside of the mouth. That black line reduces the glare from the sun, making it easier for them to hunt during the day. In just a moment, we'll be reaching the Kobe Rocks. Kobe Rocks gather up a lot of heat from the sun, making them nice and warm. And if you have any pet cats at home, I'm sure you know how much your cat loves to sit in a nice warm spot. Just like those cats on your left, known as the lions.
Staring right up. Between those two trees. Look, you don't see it? Just look, right there, on top of those rocks.
Lions are a nocturnal species. They prefer to hunt at night. When we see them during the day, they are usually resting. Female lions will be the ones that do most of the hunting, while the males stay at home protecting your territory and watching after any of the young ones. On your right is the ostrich. The ostrich is the largest bird in the world. Even though they can't fly, they still have those big powerful wings that they use to help them change directions when they're running up to 35 miles per hour. Out here on your left, it's a little hard to see them. There are some warthogs sleeping out there. Kind of look like fuzzy rocks.
See where it's kind of muddy? Warthogs are one of the largest burrowing animals in Africa, known to recycle the burrows left behind by other animals making them. Let her enjoy the animals. Work on your face and get out. We're not being mean. Right now we're coming up to the edge of the reserve, which is where we'll find the warden's house. The warden has his house on the edge of the reserve, so you can head back to Harambe Village and get the supplies whenever you need. And I do believe the warden has something to give his house today. David's dream home. Coming up on your left is the Nigerian dwarf goat.
Oh, he's so cute.
You might be looking at some of them goats thinking that they're babies, but they are fully grown adult Nigerian dwarf goats. They spend most of their time resting and sleeping, but when they are active, they can be very playful with each other. The Nigerian dwarf goat makes a great pet for a farmer because they'll provide a milk that is high in protein. And when compared to other milk-producing animals, they don't take that much space or make that much mess. We're now headed back to Harambe Village. As we head back, I'm going to share some things that we can all do to help our animal friends. One thing that you can do is set up a bird bath or a bird feeder, which would make a great pit stop for the migratory bird species on their long journeys. Another fun family activity would be to set up a butterfly garden. Butterfly gardens make a good home for the monarch butterfly, which is a wild species.
Yeah.
If we have any wilderness explorers on board today, and if you want to get your badge for riding a safari, they might ask you the name of the truck that you're on. And the name of the truck that you're on today is the Simba 1. Simba 1 for the wilderness explorers out there. Here at Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye because goodbye is just too sad. What we prefer to say is Kwaharini, which means go well. We say Kwaharini with the hopes that we'll see each other again soon, and you are always welcome to join us for another safari. As no two safaris are alike, every time you come out, you might see something different.